Thank you, Honorable Minister of Information, Mazi Sone Aparawa, you and the entire media team. You are awesome, doing a good job. Fellow Biafrans, greeting from here. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, depending on where you're watching from. We appreciate our hero, our heroines, and we also appreciate our both two leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and our Prime Minister. What a coincidence. They both attend court today. And on the aspect of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we already know the zoo terrorist country called Nigeria. The reason why we are working very hard to exit a dying horse, a country that don't care about the people, a country that kills its own, a terrorist country for that matter, is because the court of Nigeria have turned to a shrine of injustice. Nothing good comes from Nigeria, and the court is adjourned to 18th of June. They keep adjoining, and at the end, they have not yet no fruit. And the same court exonerated our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, 2 years ago, and asked to free him, of which a lawless country will always remain a lawless country. Please, my fellow Biafrans, with due respect, we know what we do whenever our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, appear in court. Because when he appears in court, Biafra is actually in that courtroom. It's for the cause of Biafra that he was going through what he's going through now. They kidnapped him from Kenya against his will and the will of Biafra and against all international norms, all because he's fighting to free and liberate his people. Please, my fellow Biafrans, on the 18th, we already know what to do to sit at home and respect the process. We also remember our Prime Minister. He appeared at the court of the Finnish people today by the EU actually summoned Biafra. Everything that is happening in Finland, they have co-inspired, collude with Nigerian terrorist states. So the EU, they need to do the right thing. Please, we encourage EU to do what is right. So the good news is that our Prime Minister that is representing Biafra in the EU court, which was held in Finland, we are winning. So Biafrans, be rest assured that very soon victory will be ours. The question is that how you and I are contributing to this normal great cause to free our people. Please be resolute, stand firm, unshakable, believe in your conviction, believe in what you know is right, believe in fighting for your people, believe that freedom is not given, it's taken. We need to take our freedom. We want to be free and exist as free people. We are freeborn, we will always remain a freeborn. I want to address what happened last week in Agwata, in former Imo State, which is now Olu State, of which we see the rapid killing from the terrorist Fulani herdsmen, the blood suckers. Please, my fellow Biafrans, we know all these communities, everything that is happening in Biafra land, from Ihiamufu to Agwata and other part of Biafrans. All these killings, we have Biafrans that can actually stop it. We have Biafrans that can contribute towards the restoring of our freedom, our defense. Those that are protecting our land, they cannot fight with bare. And the de facto government in the homeland, they have been doing their best to make sure that they fund our freedom. Please kindly support. With your support, we can stop this killing. Every time on social media, we can come and be crying how they kill us, what the Fulani herdsmen are doing to us, how they have terrorized our land. The world that we are crying to, they know about it. But if they decide to be mute, if they decide not to hear our crying, that don't mean we cannot fight our fight. That don't mean that the fight and the war that the Nigerian terrorists and the Fulani herdsmen brought to us, we will not be able to defend ourselves. We don't have to show the world that we are weak. All these villages that these terrorists are rampantly killing our people, we have millionaires and billionaires there. We have members of these communities that can support what we are doing, coming out crying every day, how we have been massacred, how we've been killed. That will not solve the problem. You and I can solve this problem. We can fund our freedom, my fellow Biafrans. All these crocodile tears will not help. Please get up. If you know members of your community that are well to do financially, please contact them. Reach out. Tell them how to support, because we have to fight to be free. Freedom is not given. Freedom is taken. Your freedom is in your hand. Our freedom is in our hand. It's not in the hand of the EU. It's not in the hand of the Americans. It's not in the hand of the Russians. Russians will not come to save us from this mayhem killing. Russians will not come to liberate our land. America will not come to save us to liberate our land. EU will not come. They can only recognize and support us. And when they see that we Biafrans are ready to fight for our freedom, that will energize them to be on our side and to support us. Please, my fellow Biafrans, both those that are part of what we are doing and both those that don't support this process, please, we urge every Biafran, support your freedom, fund your freedom. Your freedom cannot be handed over to you in a platter of gold. No way, your freedom is taken. All over the world, when countries fought for their freedom never handed over to them. This great country called United States of America, the leader of the free world, they fought against Great Britain. Great Britain did not hand over their freedom to them. Mandela as well led his people during the apartheid. They fought to free themselves. Gandhi of India, likewise, all over the world. Go back to history and memory lane. You fight for your freedom. You fight. And when you stand up, step up to fight for your freedom, the international community have no option rather to support you. But since they have kept mute and they some don't ask questions, they know that we Biafrans have been killed and massacred. They know that we need our freedom. So my fellow Biafrans, from Agwata, we call on all Agwata citizens to rise up and support their freedom, financially, spiritually, mentally, and otherwise. Do whatever you can to be free. Anything you know you can do to be a freeborn. Anything you know you can do to fight against your enemy, because this war, they brought this war to us. We did not go to fight them. We are in our God-given land. Please, all this crying, complaining, they are killing us, EU, America, Britain, Europe, wherever, to come to our rescue. Since they have remained dumb and deaf, please, stand up, my fellow citizens. Let's fight this fight. I also want to use the opportunity to address the saboteurs among us, especially those that have colluded, bringing these terrorist people to our land to kill Biafrans, or allowing them to dwell among us to kill us. Like one called Eze, Nwoke Ocha is the chairman of Ndieze in Mbise. He has colluded with the Fulani people. He has colluded with our enemies. He is bringing the enemies to our land to kill us. Please, Eze Nwoke Ocha from Mbise, disease. Biafran people will hold you accountable. Stop killing your people. Stop bringing terrorists to our land. Please, from people from Mbise, you all need to ask this easy question. Please, fellow citizens, we all need to ask this easy question. Why is he bringing Fulani to our land to kill us? Please, my fellow Biafrans, if you're one of them, or one of those that have colluded with these evil bloodsuckers, disease from it, Biafrans have been killed in millions. We are heartbroken that what is happening to us today. We are not happy about it. And we hold every Biafran accountable that have colluded to kill Biafrans. Please, we urge everyone to do what is right. And for my fellow Biafrans, I repeat again, tweeting the images coming from Biafra land, how we've been killed, is the right thing to do, but that will not solve the problem. What will solve the problem is your support. How you are supporting financially to combat these terrorists, to repel them, to chase them out of our land. And also remember, we are still on diplomatic and recognition war, which required money. Everything we do in this planet Earth requires money. Please, if you are not supporting, support your freedom. Our freedom is in our hand. Freedom is not given. Complaining how we've been killed. Some will go on social media, say a lot of things, how BRGIE is not doing enough. How the de facto government is not doing enough. How the BDF or those that are protecting our land against these terrorist monsters are not doing enough. What they need is our support. We need to empower them to be able to work for the people of Biafra and to save our land. Honorable Minister of Information, can you kindly play this video from the U.S. intelligence? Please, from this very particular place, we'll cut this video from here and send it to the appropriate department for the rest of the world, especially the Washington, D.C., the White House. We need to copy all of them. So we address the world from here. Thank you, Honorable Minister of Information. Please kindly play this video. Thanks.
They're willing to cooperate because of that, because they know each other, because there's some tribal ties and engagements that allow them to work together, whereas in other parts of the world they have different objectives and a little bit different view, and so that tends to bring Islamic State and Al-Qaeda into conflict. Here they're able to overcome that, and that's what and work for a common purpose in their mind. Very good. It was nice. I think long term, and we don't know when this will happen, but long term they want to establish themselves. They want to establish a caliphate, and they are willing. We know they have not only the desire but the will to attack the United States and the West. And so if we're unable to disrupt them, if we're unable to disrupt their efforts, you give them that safe haven. You give them the opportunity to develop their external operations, to develop their capabilities, and then you combine that with what I believe they're trying to do is find a source of reliable income that they can establish that through either kidnap for ransom, what they're doing now. They can get access to the gold mines that are throughout the region, and then they can start accessing the smuggling networks that run north to south from the Gulf of Guinea up to the Mediterranean that have been there for centuries. And if they can start to co-opt those and use that for a reliable source of income, you've got the ingredients for something that could be quite bad. We have to watch this. We don't know. It's not there yet. There's not a direct threat to the U.S. right now or to the West, but it's very destabilizing to the region. And I believe that if it's left unchecked, it could very easily develop into a greater threat and a greater threat to the West and the United States. We see that this has been very deliberate, and so they've been working on this for a while. So they have gone out, they being Al-Qaeda affiliates, JNM, others, to engage with key leaders in key locations and start to recruit early. And then that allows them to seed the ground. And so as they then move into these areas, they have some presence already. And we know they're active throughout the region. Al-Qaeda's been active here since pre-9/11. They've obviously moved to Afghanistan. They're coming back to this region, and I think they've got quite a network that we just don't have good visibility on. So there's more underneath the surface than many realize, and they're able to tap into that. I think the other piece of why it moves so quickly is there's some people that feel isolated, separated from the government. We have to work on governance. Al-Qaeda, whether we agree with it or not, brings some level of justice to many of these areas and some level of services that aren't provided by central governments. And they provide some representation to people who are minority groups that are not, they don't feel part of the larger communities such as the Fulani or the Tuareg. And so you put that together and it creates the conditions that allow them to rapidly move. So what is it that we can bring? What are the key elements that the United States brings? What is the expertise? What is the intelligence sharing? What is the unique capabilities that we bring, and engage those at the right level? And I think we can have an outsized effect with a very small presence. We don't have to have a large troop presence in order to have that enabling effect. So instead of worrying about what is the size of the presence, I think we should look at what is the appropriate engagement across the government from all levels, from State Department, from aid, and then as well as what the military does.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Information. Actually, there's another video as well that made it clear where United States of America, through the intelligence department, about the breakup of Nigeria. They made it clear that Nigeria is a failed state, that in the year 2030, Nigeria will break up. So America have foreseen this for decades now, knowing that Nigeria is a failed state and Nigeria needs to be break up. My fellow Biafrans, are we going to wait till 2030? Are we going to wait for more 5 years before the breakup of Nigeria? Before, please, we call on all Biafrans to stand up, wake up, not to wait until 5 more years. They might kill us all before then. And we also want to remind the United States of America that the head of the terrorists is from Tehran, Iraq. Iran. Iran sponsors the Boko Haram, ISIS, Al Qaeda, and all the terrorists today, ISWAP, all the terrorist group in Nigeria today is sponsored by Iran. That is why what is happening in Iran yesterday is a welcome development. If you want to kill snake, you cut off the head. When the United States of America and the rest of the world always talk about Iran sponsor terrorism around the world, I don't know why they don't talk about the terrorists in Nigeria. The terrorists in Nigeria is sponsored by Iran, not just Hezbollah, not just the Houthis or the Hamas. Iran sponsor Boko Haram and other terrorist groups in Nigeria as well. So my fellow Biafrans, we are fighting a multi-phase war. We are fighting against Iran-sponsored terrorists in Nigeria. We are also fighting against the Nigerian terrorist state that have colluded with the British and some part of EU. Please, we encourage the United States of America again to do the right thing, and we believe we can all work together to counter these terrorist groups. And according to the video we just watched, this video made it clear that they're trying to make Nigeria a safe haven. When that happens, Washington already know what is going to happen. They will attack the West. So it's like for them not to attack the West, we need to work with the United States of America to counter these terrorists. We bring our hand of fellowship to the United States and to other well-meaningful countries in the world to work with the Biafran people so we can all counter these terrorists, so we can all stop them. When President Trump asked the imposter president of Nigeria 8 years ago, why is he killing Christians? The Christians in Nigeria, of which 80% are Biafrans. So the question is that, why is Nigeria killing the Biafrans? Because of all this killing and because Nigeria is a terrorist state, that is why we have already declared Biafra in Latin Finland, December the 2nd. We are not Nigeria, we are Biafrans. We don't want to be part of a terrorist country. Just the same way United States of America and Israel is fighting Iran today. Iran sponsor terrorists. Nigeria sponsor terrorists. Iran sponsor terrorists in Nigeria. So please, we ask the United States of America to please hasten up and recognize Biafra. We are not asking them to come and fight our war. This is our fight. We need their support. We want to be able to work with them to counter this terrorism. If they keep quiet, they should remember that if these terrorists have a ground in Nigeria, they will attack the West. Please, my fellow Biafrans, while we are waiting for the rest of the world and United States of America to recognize Biafra, we're not going to be quiet. We will fight, we will support our freedom, we will do everything humanly possible for us to be free. And please, we want to remind the United States of America that Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP, is sponsored by Iran. So that's why the strike that have begun yesterday is a welcome development, and we want the United States of America to do what is right and look into the cause of Biafra. Why that is happening, we encourage fellow Biafrans all over Biafra land and all over the world. Stand up, fight for your freedom. Your freedom is not given, your freedom is taken. From Aguatan to Eka to Anyoma to Etayana, please, everyone should rise up. Fight those that have come to take over your land. Defend your land. Fund your freedom. Do what is right. And please, I think this is just going to be a briefing. Please, fellow Biafrans, stand up for what is right. Fund your freedom, support your recognition. All this crying how they have killed us will not give us our freedom. What will give us our freedom is our support towards the process of restoring our dear sovereign country, Biafra. Thank you from here. Greeting to members of the BRGIE and the de facto government. Keep funding your recognition and diplomacy, and from the government in the homeland, keep funding your freedom. Our freedom is in your hand. And thank you from here.